Hello, welcome back and welcome for the first time if you're new here. I am going to take you on a little journey with me today. In my house, I have a very talented husband. He has a mechanical engineering degree. He is very willing to go along with my ideas, and so I've been really blessed in that way. We've been renovating in this 1906 farmhouse for 15 or 16 years, and I continue to keep adding and changing things, and so he's a really great sport. I also know that he's extremely busy. He's taking a bunch of night classes, and I am finding that there's like little things around the house that are bugging me, like 15 little things. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure it's a common issue, but doors that don't shut right, or something that's peeling off, or we've got a hole in the wall here because we had to fix the plumbing with the shower. And so in this room alone, I have about 6 things that just bug me about the room, and I've been waiting for Colby to take care of them. He doesn't see them, and it's gone on so long that I realize that I need to take charge of it. And I can't just dump 45 little honeydew things on him. I would rather save him for projects that are really heavy, that are really, really complicated and advanced, or involve saws. I don't like saws. Now, I'm gonna try to do better with that, but none of that is really an issue in this bathroom. So I want to show you the things that are bugging me about this bathroom, and I am going to challenge myself to solve these problems myself. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and I am gonna ask him for advice as needed, but otherwise I'm taking care of it. So hopefully you're gonna learn some things too, and you'll be able to fix more things in your house. So here we go. First things first, this beautiful doorknob doesn't work. You can't actually shut this door without basically being at risk of locking yourself in, because I don't want to do it here, but if you shut the door, you can't turn it, and it's not locked, it's just jammed. So I'm going to try to deal with this. It may mean that I have to replace the insides of that doorknob. The second problem, do you see a place for toilet paper? No, actually, oh my gosh, it's laying on the floor. That is not where I keep it, but it ended up there. So what I've been doing is there's supposed to be a shelf here, and that is supposed to hold the toilet paper. I don't actually have a toilet paper holder like normal people, because I feel like it makes the house look older to just have a little shelf. But that is not the kind of old I'm going for. So the reason we can't get the shelf back up is the holes are too big. We've used mollies too many times, anchors too many times, and it's too big. So I need to deal with that. I do love this bathroom. I'm gonna back up so you can see how cute it is. I have to step into the laundry room, but I do love it. It's our sweet little powder room. Has a shower behind the door over there, which we will look at. And I love the vanity. Vanity's fine. We come around. This right here, this is an issue. So I went to change the faucet in the shower, which is on the other side of the wall, and it was a different brand than what we had before, so we had to rebuild all of the plumbing. It was so dumb. I can't believe the can of worms I opened up. So we had to cut a hole in the wall, we had to damage our beadboard wallpaper, and there it has been. So I'm going to take off this wallpaper. I'm going to patch the sheetrock, and I'm going to re-wallpaper, and we're going to find a piece of artwork for the wall. And I've got the wallpaper right here. This stuff is awesome. I'll link it for you. Okay, baseboards, I feel like the caulk has gotten old looking with time, so I may paint that. Okay, behind the door, and I don't want to turn on the light back there because the fan turns on and it's going to be really loud in the camera. But 2 more big things that bother me about this room. On the ceiling, The steam over time has caused it to bubble over the shower, definitely. And it's bubbling and peeling. Okay, so I need to scrape the ceiling, seal it, then paint it. This door was the world's cheapest shower door. And all I did was take it outside and spray paint it with Rust-Oleum oil rubbed bronze. And so now I'm going to do that again. And then it needs a new seal along the bottom of the door and we'll be good as new. Okay, we got our work cut out for us. I tend to have very frizzy hair. I actually have really natural curly hair and I straighten it. I kind of straighten it. I blow dry it kind of straight and then I curl it. But it is the bane of my existence. This little halo of frizz that I've got going on all the time. And shout out to all the Southern girls that watch this channel because I don't know how you do it. I do not know how you do it with the humidity and how your hair looks so good all the time. So fill me in. But I've heard of different styling tools that can help with hair that's frizzy. So I'm gonna try some out. So I'm happy to say that I have found a new tool. It's called the Dazzle Hair Styler. It's by Dreame. And it has 300 million negative ions. And these ions break down the water molecules so you can dry your hair extra fast. And it also neutralizes the positive charge of your hair, so your hair can get extra smooth and silky. The set comes with 6 different nozzles that you can attach to one handle. There's the soft air nozzle, a diffuser, a straightener, an oval brush, and 2 air wrap barrels. As you attach the individual nozzles to the handle, there's an auto detect feature that can tell which nozzle you're using and it will adjust all of the settings, so it's very beginner friendly. So I like to do my hair in 2 steps. First of all, I dry it. I'll work through 6 different sections of my hair and I'll give a couple spritzes of this As I Am rice water. I love that it's an all natural setting spray. And then I just work my way through the different sections of my hair. I literally was able to cut my dry time in half. So once my hair is 80% dry, and what I mean by 80% is like my roots still feel a tiny bit damp and my hair feels like a little bit cool. And that's when I move over to the curling step of my process. So then I grab my air wrap tools. So one side I use because it wraps away from my face and then I want the opposite twirling effect. So I'll use the other one on the opposite side of my face. I love the Heritage Smooth It Out Elixir and I will work that all through my hair. Just keep going until I feel like it's nice and silky. And then I will do the air wrap tools. Hold a strand of hair out, about 1 inch of it. Hold it out in the air, like close to the root, next to the air wrap tool, and it will grab it. It will wrap up your hair and hold it very nice, very even, and hold it for 10 seconds on hot, and then it will cool for 5 seconds so it locks in that curl, and then you just pull your hand away. Dyson hair dryers are close to $500. The Dazzle hairstyling set is around $200 and you're getting 6 different hot tools included in that. So if you want to reduce frizz and cut your styling time down and get salon styled results, click on my link below and get started today.
I headed over to Home Depot and grabbed some paint stirrers to stabilize the underneath the shelf that we were going to put the toilet paper on. And then I needed to find something to deal with those big holes in the wall. Some of these were just too much.
Okay, I think that these are way too big. This is what he told me to get. But look at that. That is gonna be too big to even fit the shelf on the head of that screw. So I'm gonna try these. Okay, I need some drywall. He said get 1/2 inch. He said get a sheet that was a 4x4. I think maybe these might work. I think I could do 2 of them because we do have a stud right in the middle of the hole. So I'm gonna grab 2 of these and go from there. All right, I'm going to start on this wall here because it is the most difficult project. It's gonna take the most amount of time. I found this, I really wanted to get a piece of art that would cover a lot of that wall. I can't center it exactly because of the temperature control there, but I have this picture. I got this at Bespoke last year and shipped it all the way back. It's a really beautiful print of cows at the water. And I grew up on a cattle ranch with a lot of water. So that combination always speaks to me. So that will go here when I'm done. But first of all, I need to get this wallpaper off. Now it's already starting to come off. It's pretty thick. I'm just gonna, so I've never done this before, but I think I'm gonna steam it. So I have a cleaner that's for upholstery and just household things, and I'm going to try that. I'm reading that I need to score it, but let me see how far I can go without scoring it. Things have to get worse before they get better, don't they? Now technically I should be perforating this wallpaper, but I don't have anything that I think will work for that, so I'm just doing it this way. It is supposed to be a wallpaper that removes really easily, so I think this is pretty easy. I'm just pulling it off. Comes almost off in one full sheet, and then going back over it, just lightly steaming it, and then the last layer of glue and paper, just peel it off. So I'm gonna finish this wall, and then I'm going to cut my sheetrock and screw the patch onto these 2x4s. This is a sheetrock saw, and we have to cut the hole bigger because we need to be able to screw our patch in all the way on the edges, right? We can't just have like loose edges that aren't attached to actual studs. Okay, so we had to cut this open, and it literally saw and cut through sheetrock.
Very cool.
Okay, so we have something to attach to.
Once we got the patch fitted into the hole, then I came back through with sheetrock screws and added those about every 8 inches into the studs. Colby showed me how to use mud and this paper tape and patch up all of the seams. Once that was dry, Then I got to come back in with a sanding block and smooth out the wall. Now for the ceiling, I scraped off the flaking paint. I cleaned the whole ceiling with TSP, which is a really good, strong cleaner that doesn't leave a residue. Once that was dry, I primed the ceiling. I probably could have used a bigger roller. I wasn't going to do the whole ceiling, so I just got a little one, but if I were to do it again, I would use a bigger roller. I primed it all and then I painted it all, and I just used the extra white semi-gloss Sherwin-Williams paint. I didn't add any color to it. I just used their very, very white standard base color. I primed and painted the wall before I put the wallpaper on. I really feel like that made a difference. There was a section of the wall that wasn't painted, and when I took the wallpaper off, that it was a lot harder. And then the one that was primed and painted just came right off. Now, for an old doorknob like this, they have what's called set screws. You can see them on each side of the doorknob, and you can take those off. Then I pulled out the inside piece from the door, and I put this graphite product, graphite, like what's in a pencil. I put it in there. It's super messy, so you don't want to get it on anything, but it just basically, it acted like an oil, just loosened up all those tight inside parts, and I just reassembled it, and it works like it's brand new now. I'm so excited that it was that easy, and I should have done it about a year ago. I replaced the beadboard wallpaper, which is 3D. It feels like beadboard once it's all painted. I needed a couple of strips for that, and then it needed to dry overnight and be primed and painted. For the shower door, I took it off of its hinges by unscrewing some screws along the top.
Well, I just ran out of paint. This is the paint that I like to use. It's oil rub bronze. It's by Rust-Oleum. Just ran out of paint. And something I find with Rust-Oleum spray paint is if I'm painting a second coat over old paint, sometimes it blisters. Like it has a reaction. And I have it blistering on a section of this door. So I've got two problems. I need to go buy more paint, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to because it's blistering now. I actually think maybe it's time for me to get a new door. So this will be a very temporary solution, and I'm on the lookout for a new door. All right, there are two more things that this room needs besides the styling. And I want to share these products with you because I feel like they're really helpful for us. So wallpaper seam repair. I feel like everyone should have this on hand if they have wallpaper. It's by Roman. That's the brand of glue that I use when I have to use glue for wallpaper. Have this little tube on hand to just clean up the seams or little corners that are lifting. And then another wallpaper hack that I like to do is once the wallpaper is dry, and it takes about 24 hours, I'm gonna paint this one still. So I am not gonna caulk right this second, but you can get caulk in a tube like this instead of the long tube. And so anytime the wallpaper is touching the trim work in the house, I'll draw a bead of caulk and then shape it with my finger and smooth it out with my finger, and then that seals the edges of the wallpaper. I feel like that will help in preventing lifting up and the need for this as well. And then a lot of people will ask me about caulk on sinks or around showers and tubs where it looks bad. Honestly, if you can't get mold and things out by just spraying with bleach, I think it's time to just take a razor blade and cut the caulk out. It's actually really easy to do, and then recaulk it. I feel like it needs to be done every 1 or 2 years, so that might be some help for you if you are frustrated with that going on in your house right now too.
I made this amber glass jar from a little DIY kit in our seasonal decor box. We have a few of the fall line left if you want to make one of these glass jars and get these golden acorns, plus 8 other items in that box. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like more resources, I help women connect and learn more about God in my behind the scenes group and bespoke design retreats. I also help women expand their talents with my Elite Decorating Academy and seasonal decor boxes. I will leave the links to these resources in the description box below.